Alright, what up, guys? It's been a couple weeks since I put out anything for Diablo 4. I had taken a break from it to play New World for a little bit and just get away from Diablo, because at the end of Season 2, I was tearing my hair out trying to do, like, the Avatar Zero and all of that. But I've come back to play Season 3. I haven't put out any videos or anything for it yet, particularly build guides, because I chose to play Sorcerer first, because, I was Ball Lightning last season, and apparently the only thing you're allowed to play is Meteor. I spent a lot of time trying to make ice shards work, and like it worked really good for dungeon clearing, but because you can't chill or freeze bosses, it was just kind of meh. So I'm working on a meteor build just like everybody else now, unfortunately. I'm thinking about maybe trying a necromancer. But anyway, this video is kind of like a review for season 3 and what some of the good things that have come out of it so far. And to be honest, it's been kind of a letdown. But anyway, all right. So we'll start out with the positives. I like the aspects that they've added to the game, particularly the Juggernaut aspect. It makes it where you don't have to run Disobedience anymore, and I'm not really concerned about having the extra cooldown on Evade and stuff like that, because there's nothing special that really happens with Evade this season. I do recommend having multiple Evade boots on, because if you're going to use Juggernaut, because at least you can evade, and you'll have another one backed up, whereas if you're doing like the ones that give you like movement speed and stuff, then it's still not really a big deal, but come to think of it, I can't even think of anything that evade's good for. Another thing that's good about it is they did add on the Hell Tides and stuff, where you can go down and see the mystery box and the living steel chests. And of course, them changing Hell Tides to be 24/7, essentially, you get that 5-minute cooldown. But other than that, like the Helltide being continuous is good, but they still need to add stuff that makes the Helltides better. The new uniques that they've added for the classes have been pretty good. I mentioned that the one with being able to do Meteor with I can't remember the name of the helmet, but the one that's the new helmet that affects Meteor for sorcerers. I haven't tested out the rest of them yet, but they seem to be like decent. Those are like really, and I guess the way that the dungeons work, the new vaults or whatever, those are pretty nice. Like the fact that you kind of just run through them, you get to the end. That is the end of what I think is good for this season, and the things that they need to change, hopefully coming up. Again, they're not obviously not going to listen to this video and stuff. I said that in my last review video, but these are just ideas that I hope that everybody else throws out and maybe gets added and changed. They also added another stash tab, which is pretty nice. I wasn't really too concerned about the stash tab. Besides the vaults, though, the rest of the season, in my opinion, just kind of sucked. The little pet robot thing that follows you around or whatever, like, I mean, it was an interesting concept, but to be honest, it's not. I don't know. I don't really even notice it doing anything for me. I know that like there's multiple things you can do, but I don't know. Like there's nothing in the season mechanics that adds to your power except for the like flash of adrenaline, I think is what it's called. Besides that, there's nothing that makes your actual character powerful, which means that most of the abilities you have in the game suck. Like this has been my complaint about Diablo in general every single season, pretty much. There's nothing. There's nothing that you. There's nothing you can really do to make other like classes and abilities. There's nothing that you can do to make non-meta classes good, really. I tried to make ice shards instead of doing this meteor thing, and your single target is absolutely horrendous. Yeah, and like I imagine the other classes that way too. I haven't heard anything great about necromancers. Druid, the lightning storm has actually been pretty alright, and I assume with all the new basic stuff they've added that maybe lightning shred is good. I haven't really looked into it. But right now it's pretty much play barbarian or you suck. None of the other classes when you're going against Duriel and a 4-pod can really like chip into them really well that I've seen so far. Unless you're a barbarian, and then in which case you can still one-shot him with like 1,000,000,000 damage. So pretty much it's like play barb or be super weak this season. It's what it looks like so far, and I'm just not a fan of that. They also have the gauntlet system coming up, and like that might be good, but it's going to be dominated by, which I don't know. I heard that it's only 125, but I still feel like it's just going to be dominated by the barbarian. The story for the season sucked. Like there wasn't really like a lot of like seasonal quests to do. There's no reason to do like Legion events still. There's no reason really to do like world bosses and stuff. Especially now, world bosses, the item level for the loot went down, so it's not even worth doing. I'm not impressed with the new season boss either. He's fairly easy. If you just kind of stay around the edges and move around, you'll get him if you have like a ranged ability. Like even my really crappy sorcerer doesn't have any problem with it, and I assume barbarians just one shot it. I'm not really a fan of like having a class that can one shot things in the season. Like I like having a lot of power, but I also don't like just making a super meta class and then just one shotting Duriel or whatever. It's not really fun. They need to add they need to one thing they really need to get on is like the bugs, because it was day like 2 or 3 before Duriel mats were like 3 mil a piece, and then they shut down trading, and for some reason it's been down for like 4 days now, and it's like, really, you guys haven't figured out how to solve this yet? Um, I don't really blame them about there being a dupe glitch. I don't know how you did it, but I've mentioned before that like I used to do like Grand Theft Auto bugs and stuff all the time. Um, but like they shut down trading, cool, take care of the problem, and get trading back up. I I don't know, and we haven't even gotten in like deep into the season yet. I assume there's probably a bajillion different bugs, judging by how the last 2 seasons have gone. Um, but yeah, main complaint though I think is build diversity. There's not a whole lot of like, you play charge barbarian or you suck, and I think they need to get on like making each and every build more on an even level. With of course there'll be meta builds. There's meta builds in every game, but the best build shouldn't be leaps and bounds ahead of every single class, and there shouldn't be certain classes that are absolutely useless. Or not classes, or yeah, classes too, but there shouldn't be like certain core skills that are absolutely useless or certain mastery skills that are useless. Um, that's my main complaint. I'm to be honest, I'm super disappointed in this season. It hasn't been as fun as season 2 was to play. I don't even think it's been as fun as season 1 was to play, but that's probably controversial opinion or a contradicting opinion. Um, I mean, to be honest, I think that season 1 was better than season 3, and people can obviously have a different opinion about that. But I personally think that this season is the worst season of the 3. Um, I don't know what to recommend to them to fix. They need to make Hell Tides more fun. They need to make Hell Tides more fun to do if they really want us to do them. They really need to make it where, like, when you salvage gear, you get more Forgotten Souls, so that you don't have to do Hell Tides if you don't want to, for Forgotten Souls. But I mean, you keep Hell Tides for doing things like getting Duriel mats and stuff like that, obviously, because I mean, there needs to be a reason to do them, and I'm not opposed to grinding a game. It's just it's not very fun to do so, and the reward is not that great. Um, I do like how I don't know how it is for other classes, but on Sorcerer, getting the helm, if you're doing the Meteor build, you don't get to use Harlequin Crest, which is nice. That adds diversity. Um, but overall, this season has been a disappointment, in my opinion. Uh, the vaults, like I said earlier, vaults are fun, but besides that, there hasn't really been anything great about the season. And we'll have to wait and see how the Gauntlet goes when it comes out. But I assume it's going to be a huge disappointment, just like the rest of the season. I'm getting my build together for my sorcerer. I'm probably gonna play a necro. I'm not really wanting to do barbarian again this season personally, because I played barbarian every single season now, and it's just getting old. I only played necro one season. But anyway, I appreciate anybody that watched. I'll probably do a little bit more in-depth review at the end of the season, but I just needed to do something today because I'm bored. And everybody have a fantastic rest of your day.